Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, we have to talk about this. We got Shedeur Sanders reportedly, according to Mary Kay Cabot, and they claim that she's, you know, the most credible source of Browns news. We have Mary Kay Cabot coming in and reporting that Shedeur Sanders is going to start for the Browns in the preseason opener, okay? And he is going to get first team reps finally after all of camp of beating out all of the other quarterbacks, even Joe Flacco, the veteran Joe Flacco, even after the Browns just signed a 6th quarterback. The Browns, get this, they have 6 quarterbacks. 6 quarterbacks in their quarterback room. The Browns have signed a 6th quarterback, and now they're saying Shedeur is going to start during the preseason. Now, this is something that came out of nowhere. It's something that we didn't expect. Honestly, I believed that he wasn't going to play at all during the preseason because of the way that they're playing him. I believed that, you know, the way that they're doing Shedeur in this quote unquote quarterback competition, which we know is not a quarterback competition. It is a quarterback conspiracy. I believed that they were not going to give Shedeur any playing time in the preseason opener. And I thought that they were pretty much not going to give Shedeur any first team reps, but now it looks like they're throwing a Hail Mary because according to reports, Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel now have hamstring injuries, but we have heard from Kenny Pickett speaking about his hamstring injury, and we haven't heard Dillon Gabriel speaking about his hamstring injury. But we've heard Kenny Pickett speak about his hamstring injury, and Kenny Pickett sounded like he was ready to go. Kenny Pickett said he's good to go. He's not hurting. You know, he's trying to you know, the staff is trying to bring him in slowly, but he said he's good to go. But now they're saying, oh, they don't want to play him. So let's listen to Kenny Pickett, his words, not mine.
It's coming along. Just trying to take it a day at a time. You know, frustrated not being able to, you know, be out there competing, but trying to do my best to listen to what the doctors and trainers are saying and trust everything in the process. I'll have to manage it whenever I'm back, probably a few weeks after, based on the injury and where I'm at. But I think it gives me a great opportunity just to work from the pocket. You know, find checkdowns. It really improved my game from the pocket. So I think if I look at it with that lens, you know, it could be a real positive. I don't think so. I think it's, you know, next man up. And when you're not in a competition, I think you're losing ground. I think that's just the nature of the business, the nature of the game. So it's great for those 2 guys to get extra reps. And, you know, me and Shedeur got to get back out there. 100% it is. I'm trying to get back out there, you know, as fast as possible.
Me and Shedeur have to get back out there. You and Shedeur are not in the same class when it comes to injuries. You have a soft tissue hamstring injury that apparently, I mean, he can't play with, but to me, it's sounding like he doesn't really believe what the doctors are telling him. He sounds like he's good to go. And then he's going to try and put himself in the same class as Shedeur with an injury. dude, you're not in the same class as Shedeur with your injury. You are more injured. Shedeur was hurt. You're injured, okay? He was sore. He had a sore arm. He was hurting, allegedly. Even then, I feel like the Browns organization or the coaches or somebody came to him and said, hey, man, act like you're hurt today so we can, get Dylan Gabriel some more reps, or act like you're hurt today so that we can stir up controversy. Because, I mean, Shedeur is a tough cookie, and we've never seen him sit for any type of injury, even back spasms and back sprains when he was getting folded up behind the Colorado Buffaloes' abysmal offensive line in college. So we've seen Shedeur play through injuries. We've seen Shedeur play through pain because he couldn't let his team down because he had to be there. So it's hard for me to believe that Shedeur would, sit out because he has a sore arm. But then you had Tony Groceries, okay, not Tony Grossi, Tony Groceries, because he's booty. He went out and he was taunting Shedeur for sitting out. And now when the Cleveland Browns apparently have reported that Shedeur was going to start for the preseason game, and what I'll say is ill-prepared. He's ill-prepared to start for this game. Why? Because the Browns refuse to give him first-team reps until they get a joint practice with the Carolina Panthers, and now all of a sudden you want him to get first-team reps. A joint practice with the Carolina Panthers, and now he gets first-team reps against the opposite team, against the Ops. So what are they trying to do? What are the Browns trying to prove here? Because to me, it's just like, why wouldn't you get him prepared before this? At least the last practice. I mean, we had Monday. If the Browns, my question is, did the Browns know that they were gonna start Shedeur on Monday? Did the Browns know that he was gonna start during the preseason game on Monday? Did they? Because I know they must have known that they were gonna bring in the sixth quarterback, right? They must have known that. So did the Browns even know like what they were doing? This organization is all over the place. That's what I've realized out of all of this. This organization is all over the place because did the Browns know that they were going to bring in Tyler Huntley on Monday? Yeah, they had to because that's when they signed him. So if y'all practice on Monday and you said Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel were hurt, even though they still practiced, why are they practicing? Why didn't you give Shedeur first-team reps on Monday? This is not a quarterback competition. This is a quarterback conspiracy. He hasn't ran with the ones one time, but the first time you want to run him with the ones is against the Ops, against the Carolina Panthers. This is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then we had one of the reporters, what's his name? Daryl. Let me get his last name because he tweeted something this morning and I had to flame his behind up. Daryl Reuter tweeted this morning, and this is what I don't understand about the Shedeur hate. And we'll get back to Kenny Pickett's little injury, even though I believe in Kenny Pickett's injury because apparently there were people there who saw him go down. I don't think there was actual video of this, which is highly suspect, but there were people there who saw him go down. They said when he went down, it looked immediately like it was a hamstring and it looked immediately like it was serious. And then they said he was week to week, day to day. But, they brought in Kenny Pickett as a quote unquote mobile quarterback, even though Kenny Pickett, we know, is not that fast. He did the fake slide in college one time, and now they're thinking he's a dual threat quarterback. If Kenny Pickett was to run up with some of them NFL defensive ends, linebackers, even the safeties, hell, they would rock his freaking noggin. So I don't see Kenny Pickett as a dual threat at all. Okay, I see Kenny Pickett as a C grade pocket passer who is a backup to, a B grade quarterback. I really don't see Kenny Pickett in this way. But anyways, you had Daryl Reuter saying neither Browns rookie is ready to play. So, there's a grammatical typo there. It should read neither Browns rookies are ready to play. But, these high IQ reporters will tell us, that we don't know how to speak the King's English. And then they over here typing grammatical errors. But I digress. You have Daryl Reuter saying neither Browns rookies are ready to play. Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur is. This was tweeted 6 hours ago. Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur is. But Gabriel has a long way to go before he is ready to start a regular season game. Hopefully, circumstances don't prevent them from sticking to their development plan. Let that sink in. Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur, Daryl Reuter? Who done got up in your ear? That's why I tweeted back at him. I said, are you kidding me? GTFOH. Y'all know what that means. Okay, I don't have to spell it out. You don't know if Shedeur is ready because they won't give him first team reps. Your handlers must have got in your ear after your Dylan Gabriel rant. So what Dylan Gabriel rant am I talking about? Where Daryl Reuter himself called on to 92.3 The Fan in Cleveland. He called on himself. He called himself and said, Dylan Gabriel is not a NFL quarterback. He said it point blank, plain in the King's English. Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. I repeat, Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. And then he said, not yet. So if Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur, and Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback, are you saying that Shedeur Sanders is not an NFL quarterback? And if you are saying that Shedeur Sanders is not an NFL quarterback, how are you coming to that conclusion? Because we haven't even seen him with the first team offense yet. We've seen him with the second team offense go against the first team defense, and he lit their ass up. He went 2 for 3. It was only, it was a small sample size. But that's just a testament to what he can do. It's a testament to what he can do. So let's get into this because I'm really tired of these plantation politics. I'm tired of these plantation politics where 1 minute Daryl Reuter sees what everybody else is seeing, and he wants to be first to it like a good reporter. Right. But then his journalistic integrity is challenged because the organization's going to him and saying, hey, man, lay off Dylan Gabriel. He's in his feelings about what you said to him. Now he's slinging around lawsuits and trying to sue people because, they're speaking bad about his performance. Listen to Daryl Reuter himself a day before he tweeted that nonsense. Listen to Daryl Reuter himself speak about Dylan Gabriel.
Daryl, your thoughts on Dylan Gabriel?
He's not good. He's not an NFL quarterback, not right now. Jeez. And the fact they keep running.
Look at the guy in the Porky the Pig, right? Look at Porky the Pig right here. He's like, geez, he's one of Shedeur's #1 haters. And what we'll say about this clip too is watch how he puts his head down. To me, it seems like he's like the talking head for the Browns. Like he actually doesn't have a real opinion. He's the corporate, what the Browns want portrayed in the media. He's the one who's going to spit and spew. I wouldn't be surprised if he got Jimmy Haslam on speed dial. I wouldn't be surprised if he has Jimmy Haslam on speed dial.
And I'm out there for first team reps. And part of it I get because Kenny Pickett's banged up with a hamstring injury, so there's not a lot he can do. But this goes back. They have been putting him out there first with the 11-on-11 going back to the offseason program. They're cramming this guy down our throats, and it's not good. It's not a height thing. It's not personal. I mean, he's rolling out, and he can't hit guys that are wide open. He is not all that great at times during the warm-up periods. He's pretty good during 7-on-7 when there's no offensive and defensive lines, but he's just not a good quarterback. And he's a third-round pick. And I talked extensively yesterday, as you mentioned, on my show with Nick Padone. The problem that I have right now is that the Browns are forcing me to look at a third-round pick who has no business being in contention to start a football game this year. They're forcing me to evaluate him like he is a first-round pick and like he is a starting quarterback in the NFL. And that's not fair to Dylan. You're putting that kid in a really, really bad spot. Dylan Gabriel should be a developmental player, just like you have, as an organization, made the decision to have Shedeur Sanders be a developmental player. But giving him first-team reps on a consistent basis is ridiculous. He is not a starting quarterback. Not yet. Maybe someday he'll develop into Colt McCoy and be one of those, guys that can bounce around the league and be a backup or whatever. But, I mean, it's just god-awful when he's on the field. It's not good. And, at times I feel like he brings the practice to a screeching halt when he's doing the 11-on-11 because the ball doesn't move.
Daryl Reuter said Dylan Gabriel is god awful. He said he brings the offense to a screeching halt because the ball doesn't move. Now, why such a pivot, Daryl Reuter? Why such a pivot? Why are you pivoting? Why are you now saying that neither Browns rookies are ready to play? Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur. So you called Dylan Gabriel god awful yesterday. So are you calling Shedeur god awful? Because that's not what the numbers say. That's not what time is it? What time is it? Prime time. That's not what our wristwatches say. They don't say that Dylan Gabriel is further along than Shedeur. And then we saw that nutty ass depth chart that they threw out at us the other day. Plantation politics. They probably told Daryl Reuter, hey, we're going to revoke your press pass. We're going to revoke your press pass if you don't type up this plantation politic and tweet. That's what the Browns organization told Daryl Reuter. They said, hey, Daryl, come over here, man. We heard what you said on the radio this morning about Dylan Gabriel, and how about you just channel some of that that energy towards Shedeur Sanders, because Shedeur is really struggling too. I mean, he just came off of a sore arm, and now he's airing this bitch out like he's Tony Montana. So or Joe Montana. So what the hell's going on with Shedeur? This guy, he's too cocky. He's coming in here with chains that's brighten up my glasses. I had to wipe my glasses with my microfiber cloth because Shedeur is coming up here and he's shining out the whole locker room. It's the plantation politics. It's the hating for me. Daryl Reuter should be ashamed of himself, and his journalistic integrity has come all the way into question. Oh, yes, we are questioning your journalistic integrity, Daryl Reuter, because we're going to call you out, because yesterday on 92.3, the fan, we heard you call Dylan Gabriel god awful. Daryl said Dylan Gabriel was god awful. He can't move the ball. He's not being able to process the field. He's missing guys wide open 5 yards down the field.
Whatever, but I mean, it's just god awful when he's on the field. It's not good. And, at times I feel like he brings the practice to a screeching halt when he's doing the 11-on-11 because the ball doesn't move.
Yeah, but Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback, according to Daryl Reuter. But somebody told him to clean it up. Somebody told him to play plantation politics. He said, hey, man, you're getting off script. You're getting off script, Daryl. Daryl, stop getting off script and favoring the black man, the fifth round black man over our third round, Hawaiian, pretty much Mayo quarterback. Okay? That's exactly what they're doing. Plantation politics. Plantation politics. Plantation politics. Now let's get back to Kenny Pickett and his fake injury. Kenny Pickett has a fake injury. So does Dillon Gabriel. They both have fake injuries. Well, actually, I'm not going to say Kenny Pickett has a fake injury because we already conceded that, yes, there were people who saw Kenny Pickett go down when he pulled the hamstring or when he strained the hamstring. But Dillon Gabriel definitely has a fake injury, and nobody's holding it against him. Tony Groceries, yes, not Tony Grossi, Tony Groceries, because he's booty. Tony Groceries was holding Shedeur Sanders' sore arm against him when, for all we know, the damn coaches pulled him out of practice. Nobody has ever confirmed that Shedeur pulled himself out of practice. Mary Kay tried to say that Shedeur went up to the coaches and said, hey, my arm's sore. I doubt it. I guarantee Stefanski, or maybe Stefanski put in offensive coordinator's ear to say, hey, man, tell Shedeur to sit out this year so we can further evaluate Dillon Gabriel. And they thought it was going to help Dillon Gabriel, and it only plummeted Dillon Gabriel, and he went 11 for 22, 50%, and interception. Not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it. Them NOs way too high. You need to cut it. Them incompletions way too high. He need to cut it. Dillon Gabriel's performance is not gonna cut it. And Tony Groceries tried to take shots at Shedeur because he's putting in extra work because he's not getting enough reps in practice. So Shedeur is trying to stay accurate and put in more work. And remember, he tried to take the slick shot, talking about some first team reps. On the 25th, he tried to ask Shedeur Sanders about why he's not getting first team reps and try to catch him in a gotcha moment. Listen up.
All of us keep getting asked the same question, and none of us have the answer. So maybe you could give us the answer. Why aren't you getting any reps with the ones?
So he asked him why he's not getting reps with the ones. That's a question for the coaching staff. That ain't got none. That ain't none of Shedeur's business. That's a question for the coaching staff and the plantation politicers.
I don't think that's not my place, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control, so I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, there's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So whenever that is, it is. But it doesn't make me feel down, or it doesn't make me feel left out or anything, because I know who I am as a person, I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team. So I can never feel less than, in any circumstance.
So there you have it. Tony Groceries tried to catch Shedeur in a gotcha moment, and he handled it with class. But then we're gonna talk about how he tried to take shots at Shedeur for having a sore arm. And he got chomped out. He got chomped out by the radio host that he was on with. Okay, he got chomped out. All right, and then he tried to act like he didn't know that they were mistreating Shedeur Sanders. We'll let it play, man. This dude clowning, bro. Clowning, bro. Listen up.
He's got the fewest reps in camp, and he's got a sore arm. Why? Well, people say he throws a lot before practice and after practice. Well, how counterproductive is that?
I'm sure there's a method to the madness.
What is it?
He's trying to get his arm right, Tone. I'm sure he's probably practiced more now than he has at any point in his
Well, it obviously
career.
was counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Okay, so you're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus, God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
my God,
here's the
because his
thing.
arm's sore?
Yeah.
What, that's a negative that the kid's got a sore arm?
Yes.
Because he's working too hard? The hell out of here.
Working against who? Who's he
Get out
working
of
against?
here. You got an agenda with that. You're going to, you know
Riz.
what, Tone? That's going to bite you in the ass.
And do y'all
He's got
know
the
what the
fewest reps in the
agenda
team.
is? Y'all know what the agenda is? It's simple. It's plantation politics. It's plantation politics. That's his agenda with that. And then he wants to act like, oh, I don't know what the narrative is about Shedeur being mistreated in Cleveland. I don't know what this narrative is about, but you're one of the ones who's trying to mistreat him with your suggestive questioning. And then you going to sit up there. And he did a one-on-one interview with Shedeur, you know, and got the one-on-one interview. And then he's still acting disrespectful after talking to the man in his face, bro.
What do you say when you hear that narrative that the Browns are
Mistreating him.
Yes, yes.
I shake my head. I don't understand it at all. They complicated their own situation by drafting him when they did. After you know, their evaluation was that Dillon Gabriel was better. Let's take him in the third round. They had enough quarterbacks right there to conduct a competition. And then they drafted Shedeur in the 5th round. Why? Well, the GM and the owner both said because value. He was worth more than a 5th round pick. So I don't know why the Browns are like the bad guys in what's going on here.
Right.
That they mistreated him. They treated him better than 31 other teams.
What do you
So, I mean, you know, I'll give him that. He has a point there. The Browns did draft him. But at what cost? At what cost? For the owner to come out and say, "Oh, we didn't even want Shedeur," right? We didn't even want Shedeur. Shedeur was a last thought for us. He was a last option for us. I mean, come on. Like, at what cost? Right? It's ridiculous. So let me get that pulled up where Jimmy Haslam takes shots at Shedeur playing plantation politics. Okay. I mean, you could just tell he really does not like Shedeur. And he's just a grumpy ass old man who's hating on a brother for no reason.
If you'd have told me, so you picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur, I would say that's not happening. But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call. But that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
And you see, he tried to throw Andrew Berry under the bus, and Andrew Berry, you know, he gave a little press conference. I guess they asked him about it too recently. So we're gonna see what Andrew Berry talking about, responding to Jimmy Haslam, talking about it was his call. It was my call.
Not smart. Just not smart. And it's something that not smart. Just not.
Oh, this is him on the speeding tickets. We ain't even gonna talk about that. We ain't even gonna talk about that because that was like it's just some bullshit. It's just some bully. But yeah, Jimmy Haslam tried to throw Andrew Berry, I guess, under the bus. I don't know why that would be throwing him under the bus, because Shedeur is actually a good pick, and for the value you got him at a steal, you got him for at least, like, I mean, you got him at a 90% discount. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to see if we can get, because Andrew Berry gave a press conference after they drafted Shedeur, which is, you know, was interesting. But the numbers don't lie. Day 8 of camp was the expose of Dillon Gabriel. Day 8 of camp was the expose of Dillon Gabriel, where Shedeur went at his consistent 70% completion rating or percentage, as Gabriel went for 3 for 14, completion. So Gabriel went less than 20 or he went 21%, I think, completing 21% of his passes, while Shedeur completed 70%. 1 touchdown. Gabriel had an interception, and that was the day. That was all she wrote, folks. That's when people started saying, Dillon Gabriel probably not that guy. Shout out to America Online. He says, how about them Philly Dogs winning the Super Bowl? Yeah, you already know. Shout out to the Philly Dogs. But I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous how they're handling this quarterback situation in Cleveland. But we'll go back to the tracker from Monday. So looking at the quarterback tracker on Monday, we got Shedeur Sanders, who went 7 for 9. We got Joe Flacco, who went 9 for 12. Good display from Joe Flacco, what we expect. Dillon Gabriel, 4 for 5. Pickett, 4 for 4. My issue is, why can't you just split them reps up between Flacco and Sanders if Gabriel and Pickett are hurt and they're not even playing in the preseason game? If y'all knew on Monday that they were not playing in the preseason game because you knew you was going to pick up the quarterback from the Miami Dolphins, Huntley, why couldn't you give those 9 reps and divvy them up between Flacco and Sanders? That way, then you could have got let me see. It was another. Let's see. Yeah, the day Shedeur was hurt, Dillon Gabriel got 22 reps that day. They forced the issue. He got 22 reps and only 11 completions. He went 50%. They tried to force the issue with Dillon Gabriel. And then it exposed him even more. They said, he just had a bad day. 3 for 14, 1 interception. That, was it really an interception? Yes, it was an interception. We analyzed it on this channel before. We slowed it down to 0.25 speed, and we saw that Dillon Gabriel threw the ball not only to one defender, but 2 defenders. It went through one defender's hands, and then the second defender caught it within a hairline's inch of the ground, the turf, and he scooped it up, hands under the ball, clean interception, and they trying to debate if it was an interception or not. No, that was an interception that Dillon Gabriel threw, and it would have been even worse it would have been a pick 6 if the first defender would have caught it, because he would have had daylight and going the other way. So Dillon Gabriel is definitely not an NFL quarterback, and now they're sitting him and trying to make his completion percentage look better because they sat him. They didn't sit him completely on Monday's practice, but they only let him get 5 reps, and he went 4 for 5. Excuse me. So it made him look better, and then they threw Kenny Pickett out there, and I think I don't remember exactly what he went for. What was it? So Kenny Pickett went 4 for 4, so it makes his completion percentage look good. But, they're both hurt. But why are they taking reps? You could have got Shedeur 18 reps. You could have took those 9 reps in the team period at 7-on-7 and 11-on-11s. You could have taken those reps and gave it to Shedeur, and then he would have got 18 reps. Then you would have been really able to evaluate him. And then 9 of those reps, those reps that Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett stole from Shedeur for the first team reps, they could have gave him first team reps on Monday, but they decided not to. And then they picked up another quarterback. Now they're saying, he's going to start in the preseason game. So my question is, are the Browns trying to set Shedeur up to fail? Now, we know the brother is going to play his ass off, and if they give him enough snaps, like, he's going to start the game, but then he start doing too good and they sit him, you know how the Browns organization is going to work. Jimmy Haslam's going to have a fit if Shedeur even throws 1 touchdown. And I hope they try and run some bullshit-ass play and, just keep running run plays, and Shedeur just audibles out of it, checks out of it, goes into a passing play down the field and just airs that bitch out. I really hope he does, just to show them, you know what I'm saying? Just to show them that he has the ability, he has the arm strength. They try to talk about his arm strength, all that bullshit. He has the arm strength, he has the accuracy, and he has the ability. So that's what we're expecting. That's what we're expecting. We're expecting Shedeur to show out, but you know, it does seem like the Browns are setting him up to fail, and I'm gonna tell you why. But we are going to take a brief intermission, guys. We will be right back.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.
Oh, sorry. They said they can't hear me. Damn it. Sorry. Oh, man. Damn, that must have been the whole time. All right. Sorry. Let me reread this this article then. The Browns to start Shedeur Sanders in preseason opener. Okay. The Cleveland Browns are expected to start rookie Shedeur Sanders at quarterback for the team's preseason opener against the Carolina Panthers on Friday, sources told ESPN. Sanders was selected in the 5th round of this year's. Thank you, Mary S. as well. This year's draft and was the second quarterback the Browns picked behind Dillon Gabriel, who was taken in the 3rd round. The two rookies have been in a competition for Cleveland QB1 spot, along with veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Former Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley also signed with the team this week. Though Sanders has gotten the fewest first-team reps, the team starters so far with the team starters so far at training camp. Hamstring injuries to both Pickett and Gabriel, with the fake hamstring injury. I have yet to see Gabriel even limp with his hamstring injury, so I don't know what they're talking about there. And the age and experience of the 40-year-old Flacco may have paved the way for Sanders' first NFL game action. Flacco has gotten the most reps with the team starters at camp. The Browns begin joint practices with the Panthers in Charlotte, North Carolina on Wednesday before facing off in Friday's game. Cleveland.com first reported news of Sanders' expected start. So, from my opinion, I believe Shedeur Sanders is going to go crazy. I think he's going to tear the Carolina Panthers defense up, their ones up. Once he gets the ones, it's going to give him a bigger targets to throw to. It's going to give him faster receivers. We saw Shedeur throw that bomb down there to, I think it was Floria or whatever his name is. We saw Shedeur throw the bomb down to Floria yesterday, and he just missed it. He just missed it. Let's see. Let me get that. But he just missed it because the receiver was a little slower. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. I mean, if he's not with the first team, he's not with them, them brothers who running 4-2s and 4-3s down the field. He wasn't with them. So boom. So this is a perfect pass. The receiver's too slow. This is a perfect pass. The receiver's too slow. He's used to throwing to Jimmy Horn Jr. and all that kind of stuff, and they're reuniting in Carolina. You got a bail technique here from the corner. So we got the corner bailing here, and he runs with him, and he gets beat on a bail. Shedeur almost catches him in stride. Just right there. The receiver's too slow. You got to speed up for that ball, man. Once you get there, you don't have another gear. I know he had another gear, but see, you holding your hands out that long, you know what I'm saying? So, we know once Shedeur gets the one receivers, he's going to be able to throw it to them, and they're going to be able to run up under those balls because they're just going to be a lot faster than the third string receivers that they have given him. Now, they did put out this depth chart, which is so interesting to me. I just don't get it. They put out the depth chart. And they had Shedeur 4th on the depth chart. Let's see. All right, so here's the unofficial depth chart. It's in small print, but they got Joe Flacco first, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, then Shedeur Sanders. And then they got Deshaun Watson, back there. And then they brought in the new quarterback, as we all know. Here's a better graphic of the depth chart, the quarterback depth chart, that is. So as you guys can see, they put Shedeur 4th on the depth chart. So they got him starting in the preseason game. Which is interesting. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you come to the YouTube. We're about to end the TikTok stream. But, it's just ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous the way that they are doing it, and they're throwing them out there. They're kind of just throwing them out there. They're just throwing him out there and not really preparing him, even though I think he's prepared, but the Browns ain't done nothing to prepare Shedeur. They haven't given him first team reps. And now they're going to give him first team reps against the ones. So they're going to give him first team reps against the Carolina Panthers ones. It just doesn't make sense. Here's another ball from Shedeur. Here's another ball from Shedeur. They won't give him first team reps, but he's still going to dice the defense up. Boom. Woo! I think that's Larvadain he threw it to, the rookie out of South Carolina. So, I mean, Shedeur is ready. He's more than ready. And I think when he gets out there, he's going to go crazy. I really believe that. I really believe that. We got a couple guys from Cleveland's AM radio who are pretty hyped to see Shedeur start. So we'll show this clip real quick. A lot of people are happy. This is going to be a big game, and it's going to get a lot of views.
Shedeur starting on Friday. This will be the highest rated game, preseason game in the history of the NFL. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yep.
Must-see TV for the Cleveland Browns. We knew it at the start of this preseason. It was going to be must-see. Shedeur starting. The crowd's going to go wild. I know it's not even here in the city of Cleveland. It's going to be amazing. Wrist up.
Let's go. Bust out my AP, got perfect timing. Come on, man. Like, you know, I like to see media who are, you know, excited about these young guys, especially these guys who are getting mistreated. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, people are reporting on the the Saints. They're reporting on the Saints quarterback who got drafted before Shedeur, just throwing some god awful balls here. Let's watch this interception. Watch this interception machine. I mean, who are you throwing it to? Who are you throwing it to? Look at this receiver. He tired. He tired because he don't had to go in motion, and then he runs a wheel. He runs the wheel wheel route, and then runs it up, and boom, picked off. Like nobody wants to see that. And this guy was drafted before Shedeur. Somebody said this guy being drafted over Shedeur needs to be investigated by the FBI. Literally just search his name in the search bar if you need a laugh. Yeah. I mean, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. And they got more tape on this dude. This dude was drafted before Shedeur by the New Orleans Saints. And that was the pick where they prank called Shedeur and they said, hey, you're going to have to wait a little longer. Right? Wow. And then they're showing him throw balls at the combine, and it is not looking good. This step up in the pocket is ugly as hell. What is that? What is that? That step up in the pocket was wild. Watch this. Why did he move his hips like that? What are his hips doing here? That's not how you step up in the pocket, bud. Almost tripped over himself and then throws this. He tries to throw the ball from a squared up position. Look at the mechanics. 1, 2, 3. You got the 3-step drop, step up in the pocket with the weird hips, and then throws a squared up pass. What the heck is this? What the helly? What the helipad? I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. I mean, insane. Insane. But here we go. Let's see. Let's see if we can find some more Cleveland Browns news before we go ahead and end the stream. I just definitely wanted to get on and talk about Shedeur starting. Yeah, they just looking at some more throws from Shedeur. Let's see. Shedeur expected to start. They asked Shedeur what they can expect from in a game setting, and then he said, "Have you watched my college tape?" Yeah, dude is ready, man. Dude is ready. And they're saying that Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel definitely are dealing with injuries. So everybody's just saying Shedeur is expected to start the preseason game. I just want to see how those reps look tomorrow against the Carolina Panthers in the joint practice. We got Tyler Huntley. And I mean, you look, man, the brother Tyler Huntley, this ninja looks like a dog. Tyler Huntley looks like a dog. I mean, to me, we saw him play for the Dolphins and backup Lamar. And he was looking nice for a little bit, but then he started throwing too many picks. But I mean, that brother, he's a big guy, you know what I'm saying? And he's a hefty guy, you know? So I just don't understand the pickup. You know what I'm saying? You have, to me, it seems like they're going to either, a lot of people are saying either this preseason game is an audition for Shedeur to get traded to another team so that they can increase his value and then trade him, or they're going to get rid of Pickett. They're going to get rid of Kenny Pickett. There is going to be Joe Flacco, Huntley, unfortunately, Dillon Gabriel, and then Shedeur in the depth chart. And then Shedeur is going to eventually work his way past Dillon Gabriel, because we all know Dillon Gabriel is not a quarterback, NFL quarterback, especially according to Daryl Reuter, until he pivoted this morning. But I mean, I just don't understand the pickup. I really don't. It just doesn't really make sense. They're saying they need enough arms. They need enough arms. I've never seen them have 6 quarterbacks. And then Deshaun Watson is coming back this fall. So they might have to just bite the bullet. I know they paid him all that money, but they might have to bite the bullet and release him or trade him. Let's see. I mean, they still haven't given Shedeur any first team reps. Well, he's expected to get first team reps tomorrow. They're not practicing today. They traveled to the Carolina today. So yeah, so he is going to get first team reps in that joint practice. All right, so you got 92.3 The Fan kind of talking about analyzing the Huntley pickup. So let's listen up to this one.
I just think, like, I don't get really caught up too much in the starting. I would like to see Shedeur play a fair amount of the game. Who starts and who doesn't start, I don't know that matters as much to me.
No, that's not the deal breaker. The deal breaker for me is the understanding that every rep that Tyler Huntley takes is a rep taken away from Shedeur, and every rep taken for Tyler Huntley is a rep that is, in my opinion, just a lost rep.
So do you just not trust the Browns with Shedeur's development?
Yeah, in many ways. Sure, I think that's part of it. If they go the route that is being suggested there, where it goes Tyler Huntley plays way too much of that game, and Shedeur Sanders, you got to wait until the third quarter, because apparently we have to treat him like a Fabergé egg. He's just so delicate. He can't possibly be thrown in the mix for a good portion of this game. And yes, I will start to question what their process is. And it's not like they've given us in the past a bunch of reason to believe that they know what they're doing in the development stature.
I just think, like, I don't get really caught up too much in the starting. I would like to see Shedeur play a fair amount of the game. Who starts and who doesn't start, I don't know that that matters as much to me.
No, that's not the deal breaker. The deal breaker for me is the understanding that every rep that Tyler Huntley takes is a rep taken away from Shedeur, and every rep taken for Tyler Huntley is a rep that is, in my opinion, just a lost rep.
So do you just not trust the Browns with Shedeur's development?
Yeah, in many ways. Sure, I think that's part of it. If they go the route that is being suggested there, where it goes Tyler Huntley plays way too much of that game, and Shedeur Sanders, you got to wait until the third quarter because apparently we have to treat him like a Fabergé egg. He's just so delicate. He can't possibly be thrown in the mix for a good portion of this game. And yes, I will start to question what their process is. And it's not like they've given us in the past a bunch of reason to believe that they know what they're doing in the development stature.
I just think, I don't get really caught up too much in the starting. I would like to see Shedeur play a fair amount of the game. Who starts and who doesn't start, I don't know that that matters as much.
So we got, I don't know if this is a bot, Serafina on Kick says, what are you watching? Are you reading chats? Yeah. I'm definitely reading chats. But I mean, we're watching 92.3 The Fan talk about Shedeur. So now they're talking about Shedeur, why the Browns shouldn't have drafted him if they can't trust him in the preseason game, and now we know he is going to play in the preseason game.
I would actually say the two biggest sins in how quarterbacks are ruined is putting them out there too early. I'm not saying that's actually what's happening here, but they might say that. Or two, just not coaching him up right, which I think is another attempt to make sure you put him out there when he's ready.
And again, I get the putting him out there too early thing. If we're talking about a real game, it's a preseason game.
This is a real game.
It's a preseason game.
This is real tape. And by the way, it's not even just about Shedeur being ready.
These are the opportunities.
Is Shedeur ready to go on the field and also lead those guys in a meaningful way where he's not getting in the way of them putting good tape out there as well? And that's what they would tell you. Again, I'm just trying to give you what I think the Browns' perspective is, whether I agree with it or not when it comes to Shedeur.
And I would tell their perspective is trash if that's what they think it is. If it's like, oh, he's holding people back, you shouldn't have drafted him. If you can't trust a quarterback to play in a preseason game, then you shouldn't have drafted him. You don't think he's an actual quarterback?
No, that's what we think about Dillon Gabriel. That's why they don't want to put Dillon Gabriel out there. That's why they're saying, oh, he has a hamstring injury, because they don't want Dillon Gabriel to get exposed. That's what's really going on here. That's what's really going to happen. If they are getting on, if they're bringing in Dillon Gabriel, first team reps all through training camp, and then he's not looking good, what is a way that they can keep him on the depth chart and justify it, even though with his abysmal performance in training camp? Well, don't play him in the preseason, say that he's injured, and we still want to take a good look at him. So now they're in the process of still taking a good look at him while he's also injured. I genuinely don't believe that I just don't believe that Dillon Gabriel is actually that hurt. I really don't. So we can talk about the Bears too. Reports are coming in that the Bears held a practice today where the physicality mimicked an actual game, and Caleb Williams did a lot better. He was, looking shoddy. He was looking shoddy for the past couple of days and getting a little frustrated with his arm stroke rather. Pause. So, I hope he gets it together as well. We got a guy talking about what we can expect from Shedeur Sanders when he starts for the Cleveland Browns. So let's listen up to this guy. Hopefully he's not a hater. I'm just trying to listen to all opinions on the matter, but we already made our mind up. We already know Shedeur's going to light it up.
Well, what do you know about that The Browns announced Shedeur Sanders will start Friday's first preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. Now, this is very interesting because it comes at a time in the preseason here where Shedeur Sanders has taken the fewest amount of team reps of any of the 4 quarterbacks on the Browns roster. He's also the only quarterback to not take any reps with the first string offense. Now, he's taken a few reps against the first team defense, but even that was not very many. So it's going to be a humongous test for the 5th round rookie out of Colorado. Remember, this guy was touted as a first round talent at quarterback pretty much unanimously across the board by NFL draft analysts prior to the NFL draft. The Browns get him in the 5th round, and he has spent the entire time so far operating as the 4th-string quarterback. The Carolina Panthers have already said they're rolling out their first team on offense and defense to begin the game. So as of this recording, don't know if the Browns plan to start their first team offense along with Shedeur or if he will be leading the 2nd-string offense against the Panthers' first team defense. But we will discuss all of that and more on tonight's episode. Make sure you guys head over to YouTube and check out the episode.
Okay. So I'm ready to see Shedeur get with the first team. I think this was long overdue, for sure. Long overdue. And man, it's a long time coming, but I think we're gonna end up getting what we want. I do hope that they adequately prepare Shedeur and they don't try and throw him in there and run plays that he doesn't necessarily know yet. That would be, just more of the sabotage, the plantation politics going on here. But there's a lot of people who want to see Shedeur fail, and there are a lot of people who want to see Shedeur be successful. I think that's gonna work out. I think it's gonna work out for Shedeur. I think he's gonna get his shot. I think he's gonna blow it up. He's gonna go crazy and never look back. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm hoping for. And, if Shedeur fucks around and gets like 200 passing yards in the first quarter, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, it's over. It's over. Like, don't let this boy show out. Do not let this boy show out. It's gonna be over. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for joining the stream. We got 82 people in here. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Hashtag Reclaim Your Throne. Don't forget the hashtag Reclaim Your Throne. Subscribe to the channel. And, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit. We're going to keep on with the streams. We're going to be talking about sports. We're going to be talking about female nature. We just going to hit every single topic, and we're going to have fun with it. So you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. See your relationship, of course, to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying attention. Man, y'all already been on my freaking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.